Oh, it's lit. We prime time. Subscribe, like, and share. Give us your feedback. Yo, I'm Manny at the plate and Kobe off a steal. Gretzky for the goal and Brady at the wheel. I'm a game changer, the Osaka of the tennis, and breaking scoreboards. Simone of the Olympics, defense and big business. The Mayweather who way better. From the greatness of Jim Brown, I've been down. Talking sports before I was off the porch. Screaming Bo knows while Jordan was playing horse. Late 80s getting torched by the drive and the shot. 2016 got a ring off the three in the block. They eased to forgot the cardiac kids. Price and Doherty, Bell in the Indian years. This who it is. Your host DeeTrynt, yo, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer. Yo, your host DeeTrynt, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer.
Yo, DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz. Sports. Man, it was really good. You feel me? Um, it's just, I guess I was just talking to y'all last week, but I feel like it's been forever, okay? Because the sports world moved just so fast. Things happen so quickly. I mean, the NBA got the Eastern Western Conference Finals set up to where one played, and the next played, and one played, and the next played. Then they take a little day off. They have to switch, and then one play and the next play. And I think that's cool because, it keep a constant dose of basketball every day. You know what I'm saying? While I was doing letdown. You know what I'm saying? And, football offseason always be so popping. Like football, this is just a saga. Football is such an attention grabber. All right. And people wonder why football, is such an attention grabber. And it's because people don't want to admit this because, society and things like that. And you want to be politically correct and all these type of other things going on. But you know what I'm saying? It's such people like violence. They don't want to admit it. They don't want to say, people don't want to really hold on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Boom, my fault, y'all. Why my phone does this, bro? It's so aggy when my phone does this. And what makes me mad is, anytime that don't want my phone to, access a certain feature, it always does it. But when I actually need it to actually access the feature that I specifically need at the time, for some strange reason, it don't never want to respond. You know what I'm saying? I don't really be understanding that. All right. So, as I was saying, all right, you know, football, everybody, people don't want to admit it, but we like violence, right? Not necessarily the love and gore, like the gore and blood and the injury and all that, but tension is an attention grabber. Okay, tension, right? The feel of friction, it makes people look. Like if everything good and it's good vibes and people ain't necessarily looking for something, they kind of just chilling in their own world. But when it comes to tension and conflict, that draws attention, that draws spectators or a crowd. And football gives you enough football to want more. So it's 22, 26, 27 We just gonna say 28 to be sure, but it's probably like 26. So even though it don't seem like it, for about 26 weeks out the year, we actually get football. All right, and we only get it on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday, and we get it around the time when most of the country has to be in the house. When the climate and where you stay, the environment where you in, force you to be in the house versus be outside because of the conditions. And what's on TV around that time is football. So it's mapped out properly, and it happens around all the real major holidays. All right, pagan holidays, I should say. The Labor Days, the President Days, Christopher Columbus Days, and Sweetie Days, and Thanksgivings and Halloweens and Christmases and New Year's, New Year's Day, Christmas Eve, Martin Luther King's birthday, even now, Valentine's Day, because now with the addition of a team and the addition of a week in the season, is then push, football ending around Valentine's Day. So you might get a game on Valentine's Day or right before, however that works. But this is why football is number one. And then the players are covered up. So you don't even really know what football players look like unless you actually watch the press conferences and see them afterwards and all that type with their helmet off and their jersey and stuff on. If you ain't the type of person that pay attention to that, you don't really know what a lot of these players really look like or how they sound or none of that. You just know the names and numbers and all that because of uniforms and the publicity that it draws. And what I'm explaining is why the NFL is number one. All right, for those joining in, coming in, and I'm explaining why the NFL is number one versus the other leagues. All right, there's a lot of mystery, there's a lot of drama, there's high tension, a lot of conflict, a lot of physical conflict, and all of those things, as we all know, controversy sells. And if the NFL don't sell you nothing else, it's going to sell you 32 professional teams worth of controversy. Period. All right. And, it's what, 400 or 500 million people in the United States. It might be close to 1 billion people in the United States. Everybody knows that. But anyway, so, and it's only what, 800 players, with 53, 32, ain't what, 1,500, 1,600 players in the league, you feel me? Ain't that many. So the football off season is just as interesting as the football season, because after you see these athletes play and they do all that they do, you want to see what goes on with them in the offseason. Who's going to move here? What y'all going to do with the draft? And football does something that the other professions don't do, and I think they got it down perfect. You had the end of the season. You had your first wave of free agency. While you got free agency going on, you're doing the combine, or you had a combine, then you had your free agency. Boom. Then you had your draft. Then you had your second wave of free agency while you go through your OTAs, training camps, get ready for the season. So the format for football, just on the outside outline, is built for each team to be able to better their team. The scheduling puts you in a position to be able to better your team. All right. This is why football is number one. All right. You know what I'm saying? Then all these players got lives, they got personalities. Now they different than the football players from before. They really out here. They be at the clubs. They on social media. Like they engaging with fans more regularly than the other, other legends and players before them did. So, like football is that thing. All right. If football ever invest in an off-season program that helps build up players like a G League, but I think they G League should be during the off season of the football. So that way, like players that's like, probably was on IR all year and came back healthy, or cats coming in from overseas or JUCO leagues or Canadian leagues or whatever the case. That'll be like a little training ground to not only help implement the ways of football and how you want it to be played, but it's almost like a developmental for football too. I mean, the owners got money, bro. It's so many other little cities that don't got no type of teams. You could have like a little sister joint, little brother joint to help. But if I'm just saying, if an NFL ever did that, the rest of these leagues would be in so much trouble. Right? Basketball probably gonna survive just on the strength, for football, football, but soccer, that's gonna always survive. That's a global game. That ain't nobody messing with that. You feel me? But wait, hold on, y'all, right quick. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. You feel me? I gotta think ahead on these things. You feel me? Sometimes things happen before you want them to, and you'll be a little upset if you ain't follow your first mind. You feel me? All right. Boom. So but anyway, football is that thing. All right. And then it's basketball. Basketball, like I say, basketball gonna survive because you need something opposite of football, especially in America. Football is only an American sport for the way it's played. But that's gonna always be the thing. Maybe I'm biased because football is my number one love, and it's just so many ways that football and the principles of football and learning how to play it right and correctly transfer to the way you can live your life. Like if people really understood, if the fans really understood the correlation between learning how to be a good football player and what it takes to move, that conditioning, that training, that working with people, working how parts, each individual parts work at the whole to complete it, to achieve a goal. Y'all see how much that correlates with everyday life, man? People be way more interested in the game. But that's another conversation. I don't want to veer off, okay? DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, and the Street Sports. You feel me? We come over here, man. We talk about all real shit. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Cleveland sports for the most part, but we definitely gaze around the leagues and you hot topics going on. Right thing, prominent right now with the NBA is the Golden State Warriors. I mean, now I'm not a Golden State Warrior hater. You know what I'm saying? And Golden State has quite a few players on their team that I like. You know what I'm saying? And if they do end up winning the championship, I'm not necessarily against them for real because the Cavs wasn't in the playoffs. But to me, and for me, and maybe that's just because that was the first legitimate championship run that I've ever experienced as a Cleveland fan, and I think millions other can attest to this. They will always be a rival for us, especially when the playoffs come. You know what I'm saying? Until we get to the finals and face a completely different team that's not the Warriors, to me, that's a rivalry. As long as LeBron James and Steph Curry are in the league, as long as Kevin Love and Kyrie and Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, as long as the Andre Iguodala, as long as these cats play, bro, that's gonna always feel. It's gonna feel like that. Now, once they leave and the new era usher in, maybe I'll be a little different. But for right now, they still like a rival. You know what I'm saying? And it's bittersweet, you know? But they definitely just whooped Dallas, though, in 5 games. And I think the only reason that Dallas won the game in Dallas is because they wanted to win at home. You know what I'm saying? The problem for anybody, for Miami or Boston, is the fact that Golden State just started hitting a stride right now in this series. And that's a problem. Um, Now, on the Eastern Conference side, segueing kind of, we got Miami and Boston. Boston is up 3-2. I believe they play tonight. Um, and Boston. No, wait, is it Miami? Who at home court? So yeah, they playing game 6 in Boston for sure. Damn, I gotta double check that, man. I can't just sit here and say for sure like that, man. That ain't real like that. You feel me? Let me go ahead and double check this, man, before I just start doing something crazy. Okay, yeah, they in Boston for sure for game 6. Okay, I was. I want to double check to make sure. Now, my last couple basketball predictions been off. All right, because the Warriors are still in the playoffs. For one. And the Mavs are still in the playoffs for 2. So that messed my predictions up. However, tonight, it's hard for me to see how Boston loses this game. I'm gonna just be totally honest with you. I don't really see how they lose this game. And I think the NBA offseason is about to be really interesting, especially with Boston and Golden State in the playoffs. In all fairness, out of all the teams that's up there that was left, Boston is the most deserving of a finals berth. You know, this Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown tandem have been together for about 5 to 6 seasons. Maybe 6 or 7 seasons, somewhere around there. Shit, maybe somewhere between 6 to 8 seasons. These cats have been playing together. Okay, somewhere between there, and they've been to the playoffs every year. They've been to the conference finals 3, 4 times. It's about time they get to a championship game. They should be able to play for the NBA, play in the NBA finals. And I fully expect Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to go off tonight. I will not be surprised if both of these guys flirt with 50 points type of. Like, it's going to be one of those. Like, we ain't leaving no doubt. We out of here. We at home. We out of here. We straight to the finals. Now, I could be wrong, and it could be a game 7. Jimmy Butler, Oladipo, Bam. I don't think they going down without a fight, but I just think it's Boston's time to play. And I think, it's only fitting that Boston make it and they actually get to play the Warriors, because any of the other times that they was about to make it, they would have played the Warriors. So, this is, I think we can, if people ain't been saying it, I'm going to say it, we can officially say this is Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum's coming out party. Like, they are about to change the game, because once they, now I'm not saying that they gonna win, because I know how that would have sounded, but if they do pull it off, they go ahead and win tonight, and they beat the Warriors in a 7-game series. If it goes 7 games, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown will make teams redirect how they build their teams. Well, some of them. But I think that's good because now it's been established in the 2000s that you can win with a star guard and a star big man. You can win with a big three. You can win with a collective five. Um, and you can win like the Jordan days with two strong wings that complement each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that's why I say the NBA offseason gonna get really, really interesting. But I kind of fast forwarded on the NBA, right there on the. We get into some more deeper conversations as this goes along, but that's just how I see it. Boston goes, and once Boston get there, then we dive into the details of the series and reasons why I think they possibly could win it. DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz. Sports. If you tuning in from any social platform, you can chime in, talk, chat. You feel me? I see what's going on up here. Feel free to throw any comments. It's a link up there. Most likely, you can hit it and come on in if you want to get up here and talk your trash too. But as football and basketball go, and while I'm still on basketball, and keep hinting about the basketball off season. It's only 3 teams left in the playoffs, and after tonight, it could possibly only be 2. So that means it's like 27 other teams already working on their off season and getting their things in order, getting ready for the draft. As you know, draft lottery done already hit top 14. You know what I'm saying? It's already established and ready to go. So, draft combine scrimmage didn't happen, draft combine didn't happen, pro days have happened or are still ongoing, and then, you got private workouts. So speaking on NBA draft prospects first, before I go to my team, who I like to talk about, these Cleveland Cavaliers, ran by Kobe Altman, coached by JB Bickerstaff. You know what I'm saying? And what a fine job they doing. If I do say so myself, gentlemen, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? This draft reminds me a lot of the NFL draft. I mean the NBA, the NFL draft. I said it right. The NFL draft that just happened. You got a couple of studs at the top, but to be honest, I think it's at least 25 to 40 players that could turn into NBA starters or regular rotation pieces. But definitely long-term roster stays. I believe it's, at least 20 of these guys could have a 8 to 10 plus year NBA career. I believe that. And I think with the G League, with the NIL and things like that, I think people who actually want to go to the league and ball in the league will actually start going to the leagues now, because you can still get money in college. And you ain't got to be pressured to go to the league to change the life of your family. You could be a good ass high school and college player, get your degree, become a college all-star, and get enough money to come out of school to start businesses and change your life. That's how it should be set. That sounds like an American way. Now, it's corny because they charge you so much money to go to college. But now, at least it don't feel as bad, because even though you charging me probably $100,000 at a prestigious college to go there for 4 years, maybe even $200,000 depending what your major is, I could possibly play sports, any sport, and go to school, especially if I get on a scholarship. And that's nothing because I could make $4 million, $1 million in school. And I could start in middle school and high school to build up to what I'm gonna make in college. So people who go to the league now, because they gonna make money in college, people who go to the league now, bro, it's gonna be people who love to play, not because they need to go, because they wanna go. And over the next half decade, people want to see that. Now, what I do want to see, because I know I done side segue, I kind of get like that sometimes. I'm gonna go back on the football right quick, but just on the while I'm talking about this whole, grand scheme of things type of segment. You know, over the next half decade, we're gonna really see a better play and a better building of teams and a lot more competition and parity. At least in football and basketball, in my opinion. I think baseball still got some type of ways to go just because the structure of how they move is just unruly. It's unchecked. It's whatever. There's no logical stream to make everything flow in a circle. It's weird. Um, but football and basketball, they gonna get good. Now once they start adding more streaming to allow people to see the games. You know what I'm saying? And adding, HBUs and allowing them to get more national and global play because all these streaming joints and shit. Then you really gonna see how it's gonna go. And man, but that's I mean, listen, man, if you ever want ideas and need ideas, man, come on, let DeeTrynt. DeeTrynt got a whole abundance of ideas for you if you want to help make businesses grow, you want to scream a thing. Trust me, come talk to me, man. I'm gonna give you something that's gonna help you work with it. You feel me? But as far as the NBA draft, like I said, it's a lot of good promising prospects here. Um, I think it's gonna be quite a few trades going on during the draft. I do think they're probably gonna happen post lottery though. Um, to be honest, um, there are a lot of skilled big guys in this draft. There's some skilled small guys in there, but it ain't a lot of small guys in the draft. Like I mean, it's 6'5" to 6'10" wings. You know what I'm saying? That's mostly all the wings. It's 7-foot big man that can play defense and handle the ball and shoot. Like multiple of them. You know what I'm saying? You got 18-year-old, 19-year-olds that's still growing. That's still gonna get bigger. Um, I ain't saying small ball over with, but you know, this year might be called the death of small ball because at this point it's over with. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Cavaliers for helping introduce that change of small ball. Because 3 7-footers in the starting line that fucked the whole league up, and they ain't even know what to do. They still don't even know what to do with it. They still don't know what to do with it. 3 7-footers, bro, that all complement each other. They still don't know what to do, bro. And you still coming off the bench with a big man that can get you like 20 and 10, 20 and 10 in 15 minutes. Oh man, that's crazy, bro. It's real. So, the Cavs though, segue into the Cavs. They in their off season, of course, they didn't make the playoffs. They're not contending for the title this year. However, though, they have quite a few things that they need to take care of. Uh, now for the Cleveland Cavaliers and what I feel like they need to do, I've been saying they need a starting small forward first. Well, I won't say first. I'm gonna say to me that's most important. Damn, that's second most important. Okay, because 1A is re-signing Colin Sexton. Uh, you gotta re-sign Colin Sexton, bro. Young bull, he got to stay. All right. I don't want to hear nobody talk about getting rid of Colin. Why? He's unguardable. He's 22 years old and he's already unguardable at 6 feet. Colin, you not going nowhere but to your residence in Cleveland, Ohio somewhere. Bruh. Kobe, we've been on the same wavelength for the most part for quite a few years, okay? I'm assuming Colin wants closer to 150 and you want to get him closer to 125. That definitely depends on role. If I'm Colin Sexton, me personally, 5 years, 130, 140. If not, I would give him 150 though. You know what I'm saying? I would give Colin 5 years, 150. You know why? Because Colin is a core part of the team. It's like Manu Ginobili. You know what I'm saying? Whether Colin starts sometimes or come off the bench, he is an important, imperative part of the build. He provides us the most necessary skill set needed to compete for a championship. And that's the ability to get his own bucket or create for others off the dribble with one or two defenders and still finish at the rim at a high level. Nobody else on this roster can do that. Most of the guys that ball like that get paid the extension. But because I do believe Colin coming off the bench does long-term help the team better and building the team around shit, it helps better versus letting him start. Even though I still feel like Colin and Garland starting is raw. But that do put an extra lot of unnecessary pressure on them too. So if you just made them both the point guard, if you just say, okay, there is my starting point guard, Colin come off the bench. All right. If you had one player that could do all that, you would be signing him to like damn near $300 million. So you could give Colin and Sexton like 150 apiece. 5 years, 150, bro. Both of y'all niggas, excuse my French, y'all young men are 21 and 22 years old, respectively. 150 mil over the next 5 years, and then the next time you get a redeal, bro, not only would you be eligible for the super max, but you'll actually be in your prime. And if things go the way we think, you'll probably be the one a championship, buddy. All right, this is reality. So why not play that? Y'all play the point. You know what I'm saying? Colin gonna come off as the scoring point, you the facilitating point. You feel me? And this how it works. Boom. Now, I mean that's gonna, but I'm just saying that's what I would pay them. 1B of importance is getting a small forward, a starting small forward. Can Okoro start at the small forward? Yes. Can Okoro start at the shooting guard? Yes. Can LeVert start at the small forward? Yes. Can LeVert start at the shooting guard? Yes. Larry Marketing can start at the small forward. However, I do like Isaac Okoro starting at the 2 because of his defense allows Garland to play more freely and facilitate more better to the bigs. This is why a starting small forward is important. Ideally, you would want a starter, flat out, an undeniable star at that place. A 3-and-D guy for sure, but high energy, play above the rim, could play multiple levels of defense, and can at least get and can create off the dribble. Because creating off the dribble at the 3 helps. Now people will say, so you gonna come off the bench with Colin, LeVert, and Marketing? That's fire. Listen, I don't want LeVert to start for me. Until LeVert can show me that he can actually play the 2 guard off ball, he got to come off the bench, bro. Now, if you telling me I got Colin and LeVert coming off the bench as my 1 and 2, as my backup guards or wing, that's fire. Because Garland could play. I say Garland. Because Youngbull could play the 1 or the 2 coming off the bench. LeVert could play the 2 or the 3 coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Marketing can play the 3, 4, or 5 coming off the bench. But, the 4 ideally or the 5 if necessary. So, which brings me to my number 2 thing, which is, well, I guess it's my 3rd thing, even though it's labeled number 2, because you got 1A and 1B, and 1A was Colin, and 1B was the small 4 starting. But 2 is a backup center. I'm saying this again. The Cavs need a backup big man that can rebound at a high level on both ends and protect the rim. My guy, as long as you can dunk the ball, at least dunk the ball with 2 hands securely, you ain't gotta have no offensive weapon. Just be able to finish, bro. Can you catch lobs? Can you you know what I'm saying? Do you gotta move where you can get a layup? You know what I'm saying? You can finish. That's it. But rebound at a high level, because, and this is where a guy like Tristan Thompson to be fire. But we need, I feel like Jared, well, look, that's another conversation. I ain't gonna step into that one. But that backup big, you need him, so you can open up Mobley and Allen Moore on the offensive end, and then them ain't your only 2 guys that you depending on to play good defense in the paint. Now, I still like Moses Brown. So if we're going to keep Moses Brown, and they think Moses Brown is nice, I'm with that. But that don't take away from the fact that we still need a big man that specifically can rebound at a high level on both ends and finish protect the rim. You know what I'm saying? You need him. Now, like I say, it's a lot of prospects in this draft, bro. And I feel like it's quite a few guys that can fill that role. They was talking about EJ Liddell. I thought about Kenneth Lofton. I don't know if that's Kenny Lofton's son for real. I don't think so. I think it is funny, though, this name Kenneth Lofton Jr., though. But I think once he gets like in NBA shape, he gonna be a monster. He remind me of Sagan. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't think he got the defense that Sagan got, but as far as like passing and he kind of got like that Zach Randolph type of game. It's like I like Kenneth Lofton, bro. I think he gonna be something. I don't know if he gonna undrafted or not though, but I think he gonna be something. But guys like that, I just feel like the Cavs need that. And then my 3rd thing would be a backup facilitator, a tall guy that can play defense and facilitate. Now, when the draft lottery first dropped, I'm like, damn, they should try to get the backup point guard now. But hearing and reading some things and seeing that it's possible Colin could be opening up to coming off the bench, I do think getting a starting I say small forward. It could be a two. They could draft a two, and then knowing that you could put a Coro or Levert at the three or marketing, I guess. But um, you know, I guess that depends on my fourth thing though. Um, would be to move Kevin Love's contract. Now, you know, before this, moving Kevin Love's contract would have been probably one, two, or three. But Kevin Love has become an asset both ways. If we keep Kevin Love, he's a veteran on his team who's won a championship, who's already built chemistry with this core, and is hungry like they are from last year. A guy who's going to give you what he has to give in whatever minutes he has to play. Um, and he's also an expiring contract of $30 million. So whatever you pay whoever this offseason, they could pay Colin that same $30 million that they about to share from Love, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Just correlate. But so that's fourth on the list. Love, and I think Love gonna draw some interest because he an expiring contract and teams is trying to do something. But Kobe Altman been savvy on the trade game, so they know they're gonna have to give up something to get something. You know what I'm saying? But if we don't move him, he an asset. Now I still think Lauri Markkanen should come off the bench. But if they feel like they want to run it back with the squad they got, if they feel like Garland, Markkanen, Mobley, Allen starting really is like something they want to do again, then they might just draft a two guard and be asking Colin to come off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Now, as much as I've been rambling on about basketball and just highlight a couple, I ain't really talked about the actual draft picks that I think would fit with the Cavs. And for me, I like. I'm gonna tell you, I like the Dyson Daniels at first, but if Dyson Daniels falls out of the top five, if he don't end up with the Knicks, I'm gonna be pissed, bro. The Knicks need a point guard, bro. If the Knicks had a point guard, the Knicks would be raw. All right, I'm not a Knicks fan, but I am a fan of the sport, bro. I don't want to see all these badass, weak ass teams. I want to see competition every night. It doesn't matter who you play. Whoever play on your schedule, ain't no games off. That's what I want to see in my professional sports league. No games off. Ain't no such thing as a game off. It was the topic brought up, just side note, on Twitter I said earlier about NFL regular season versus um, college football regular season. Um, and, I like the NFL's better. But in speaking on basketball, um, I need to see more of that. I want to see 30 teams competing for a championship, legitly. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be hard as hell to win 50 games. Like it should be a dogfight. You know what I'm saying? Because the league is good like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a dogfight. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be on your A game every night, or you could be out the playoffs. I like it when it's 2-3 games separate first place from eighth place. That's fire to me. 1 or 2 games separate eighth place from 10th place or from 11th place. That's fire. So basically any team on the conference could go on a 4-5 game winning streak and end up in the top. That's fire. Because that means every game matters. Every game. No games off. And these Cavs and these draft picks that I like, bro. I know I went on a side range talking about the Knicks and just pairing, and I was just doing that to just discuss like pairing the right players with the right teams. So this should have looked good, man. So I'm saying that out loud. Dyson Daniels to the New York Knicks sounds really good to me, in my opinion. I would like to see that happen. For the Cavs, that was a guy that I liked for them. But the more I started to break it down, I'm like, they can use the 14th pick to draft a small forward. Period. Now it could be a two guard if they feel like they want to keep starting marketing. But I feel like marketing should be coming off the bench. I feel like Love should not be on the team. He should be getting traded. But if we have to go into the season with Love, I'm not tripping on Love and marketing coming off the bench because that gives me a chance to spell Mobley or Allen a little more consistently in the rotation. Well, I ain't gonna say me, I say JB Bickerstaff. Give him a chance to rotate him a little earlier. You feel me? Um, but I like player next, a player that grew on me, Tari Eason from LSU. Bro, Tari Eason looked like a Cavalier in this rotation. I mean, he played above the rim. He played like he a gamer. You know what I'm saying? Like Colin. And Colin is like the heartbeat of the team, y'all, bro. Nobody play like him. You know what I'm saying? Mobley possibly could play like him on the offensive side, which we hope that's what's gonna happen. I start to see in year two. But you need a wing like that. A coral game gonna grow. Whenever a coral blossom, he gonna blossom. So I ain't really tripping. It is the possibility that a coral could blossom over the next 1 or 2 seasons, and that could probably put the Cavs in a bad predicament. But that's kind of between him and LeVert for real, because I guess LeVert probably there to push him more than anybody. Um, in my opinion, anyway. But I like Tari Eason. I think he would fit. Uh, and I think he's going to climb draft boards really fast. Um, People was linking us to the Jeremy Showtime cat, and I think he probably gonna be nice. Um, I don't know. Something about him say he might could be a bust if he in the wrong situation. I think he got to go to the right situation. Um, Other players that I like. Let me bring up the prospect list right quick, y'all. Bring this prospect list up right quick. Cause I ain't got the names off the top of my head like that right now, and I don't want to be messing nobody's name up. You feel me? Uh, what's this? This. Okay, so I'm looking at Sports Nation's top 50. Um, I like Keegan Murray, bro. That's another player in this draft that's the grew on. Cause I wasn't really hip like that. He either he a lot taller than I thought he was, or he just play that big. And if that's the case, hey man, that guy might be a dog. And Sacramento may definitely heavy. Like, bro, in another year, Keegan Murray might be the #1 player in the draft. That's so crazy. Like, he fired, bro. Uh, I would love to see him in Sacramento though. Keegan with De'Ara Fox and Sabonis, man, that'd be crazy. But for the Cavs, um, I like way kind of hope Shade and Sharp fall. Uh, I would love to see him fall to the Cavs. That'd be so fire. It's highly improbable. AJ Griffin is another guy that they talked about, but I'm kind of not sure on him. I wouldn't be opposed to getting him, but I just think more of the 3 than the 2. Um, so they say they got Dyson Daniels slamming at 10. Uh, Tari Eason slated at 12. Mark Williams gonna be raw. Um, Now you got the Jaden Hardy guy if they want to go for a guard. Nikola Jovic. Okay, hold on. You gotta talk about him right quick. 6'10", and he kind of remind me of a Luka a little bit at 6'10". Um, I'm not gonna hold y'all. If the Cavs was to take him at 14, I wouldn't even be mad, bro, because he got the type of game. It from what I seen, he looked like he got the type of game, like the type of offensive game that would fit with this team. Especially being another ball handler who can take the pressure off Garland trying to do it for everybody. It's especially if JB don't start unlocking Mobley passing more. Um, I think he'd be sweet, bro. I ain't gonna even hold you. I liked his tape. You go to Jeremy Showtime guy. I think Jeremy Showtime is more of a power forward. He may be 3. We gonna see. Um, so Abaji is a guy people in Cleveland been screaming for. I don't know. Like I say, Marjon Beauchamp is a guy I think could slip down to Cleveland too. He may be around. I wouldn't be surprised if they consider him at 14. But like I say, in this draft, I think the Cavs should definitely be looking at a 3. I think they should be looking to re-sign Colin Sexton. And I think they definitely should explore, trade opportunities for Love and Chetty. Chetty, bro, you my guy. But bro, you gotta go. You gotta go. Not because we don't believe you probably gonna start turning up now, but bro, I want to see what Windler can do before they trade him, and you eating up his minutes. I want to see more of Lamar Stevens, and I want the Cavs. Oh, and this number 5, bring back Dean Wade, or maybe was that 6? Because I like Dean Wade, and I like what him and Lamar Stevens bring as rotation pieces on the wings, as a 3 and a 4, or a possible 2 and a 3. I like what they bring, and we grew them. Man, we got to start keeping our developed players and letting that unfold. You know what I'm saying? Getting that continuity helps. Man, all championship teams do it. All championship teams got 2 or 3 guys that's been on that team sitting on the bench or been bit players, and they still play a part of the team. So you know I want to see those guys back. I want to see Dean Wade back for sure. Um, but it's gonna get real interesting, man. The draft is June 23rd or something, I believe I said. Um, and it's gonna be heavy, man. Orlando with that first pick. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what they're gonna do, but the Cavs at 14, they need to draft a 3. Resign Colin. You can use your second round picks to get a big man that I was screaming about and a tall point guard that can facilitate. You know what I'm saying? You can find those in the second round. You could draft your 3. You know what I'm saying? And then, and possibly, I mean, listen, I'm not all the way opposed to the Cavs bringing in a player, but if this involves us trading Colin Sexton, I'm not with it. If you want to trade LeVert, fine. But Colin, no. I don't trade Colin, man. So, Anyway, though, we probably gonna come back with this spin a block with y'all in a couple hours or maybe tomorrow. We gonna see how this works, all right? But it's been a pleasure rocking with y'all today. DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, Industry Sports. You can catch us on all social platforms: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. You know what I'm saying? Instagram. Feel free to inbox us. Feel free to donate. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you see the links up there or you see us going live, man, feel free to chime in. If you want to come up here and challenge me or something, man, feel free to do all that. You feel me? We trying to, blow this thing up, all right? But it's been a pleasure rocking with y'all. DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, Industry Sports. We gonna holler at y'all later. You feel me? Man.